Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Voice of Chinland English News Program. I am Elvin, here to bring you the most significant and engaging stories from Chinland this week. Let's take a look at tonight's topic headlines. Chairperson Pu Jing of the Chinland Council and the Chin National Front has issued an open letter urging certain Chin armed groups to prioritize unity and avoid further conflict among the Chin people. Fortify Rights, a global human rights organization, has called on the International Criminal Court (ICC) to investigate alleged war crimes committed by the Arakan Army in Rakhine State. Myanmar refugees in camps along the India, Malaysia, and Thailand-Myanmar borders are growing increasingly anxious following a U.S. policy halting refugee admissions signed by former President Donald Trump. Many now uncertain about their resettlement prospects in the United States. These are just some of the stories we'll be covering tonight. Stay tuned for more details and other updates as we dive into these important issues. In an important appeal for peace and unity, Chairman Pu Jing of the Chinland Council, who also leads the Chin National Front (CNF), has issued an open letter urging Chin armed groups to prioritize unity and avoid further conflict. Dated January 13, the letter was specifically addressed to the Chinland Defense Force (MDF) and CDF Gamblet, both members of the Chin Brotherhood Alliance (CB). The message emphasized the critical need to prevent unnecessary bloodshed and armed clashes, especially during this time of active mediation and reconciliation efforts. Pu Jing highlighted the importance of dialogue and peaceful resolutions, underscoring that unity is essential for the prosperity of Chinland. He also affirmed the Council's ongoing efforts to resolve internal disagreements through mediation and cooperation. Notably, the letter was sent to only the two groups involved in recent clashes, reflecting the urgency of addressing their specific conflicts. Here's a look at the recent incidents mentioned in the appeal. The Chinland Defense Force (MDF), allegedly with support from the Arakan Army (AA), launched multiple mortar attacks on CDF Lautu positions and nearby villages in Lautu Township on December 25th, followed by similar attacks on December 26 and 31. In Gamblet Township, the CDF Gamblet, reportedly aided by the Arakan Army, carried out raids on the homes and bases of Gamblet Council leaders, highlighting military tension in southern Chin State. Additionally, on November 11th, the MDF attacked camps of the Chin National Army (CNA) and CDF Mara. Despite these incidents, the Chinland Council has maintained a firm commitment to peace, with its member groups refraining from retaliatory actions to prevent further escalation. The appeal concluded with a call for all factions to work collaboratively, emphasizing that peaceful dialogue remains the only viable path toward a united and prosperous Chinland. In a significant development, Fortify Rights, an international human rights organization, has called on the International Criminal Court (ICC) to investigate alleged war crimes committed by the Arakan Army in Rakhine State. The appeal follows the release of disturbing video footage reportedly showing AA soldiers and civilians beheading two captives in front of an open grave. This was revealed in a statement by Fortify Rights dated January 23rd. According to Ijaz Min Kant, Fortify Rights head of human rights investigations, these actions, whether targeting civilians or captured enemy combatants, institute war crimes. He emphasized that prisoners must be treated with dignity and protected under the Geneva Conventions, and those responsible for such violations should be brought to justice. Fortify Rights detailed the two video files analyzed for authenticity highlight these alleged atrocities. The first video, lasting 2 minutes and 52 seconds, was uploaded online on December 25th, 2024. The second video, approximately 3 minutes and 20 seconds long, surfaced on January 19, 2025. Although the videos do not explicitly show the deaths, the victims' condition and injuries suggest they likely did not survive. Fortify Rights has urged the ICC to utilize the authority granted by the National Unity Government (NUG) of Myanmar to investigate these incidents. They also recommended that ICC member states take action under Article 14 of the Rome Statute of the ICC fails to act. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for the Arakan Army, U Kain Tura, admitted responsibility for the execution of the two prisoners, referring to them as enemy combatants. In the wake of U.S. policy halting refugee admissions signed by former President Donald Trump, concerns are mounting among Myanmar refugees residing in camps along the India, Malaysia, and Thailand-Myanmar borders. These individuals have been waiting for years for opportunities to resettle in the United States. According to a report by CNN released on January 22nd, travel plans for approximately 10,000 refugees who had already been approved for resettlement in the United States have now been cancelled. While the report did not specify the nationalities of the affected refugees, it noted that many are typically from Myanmar, Afghanistan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Venezuela, and Syria. This policy suspension has caused widespread anxiety, particularly among Myanmar refugees, including those in refugee camps along the Thailand-Myanmar border, New Delhi, India, and refugee communities in Malaysia. A spokesperson for the Alliance of Chin Refugees, a group of assisting Chin refugees in Malaysia, revealed that many of their members who were preparing to relocate to the United States through the UNHCR resettlement program have had their travel plans completely cancelled. With resettlement opportunities now uncertain, those refugees face increased fears about their future, as many have already endured prolonged hardships while awaiting a chance to rebuild their lives in a new country. This story highlights the challenges refugees face in an uncertain global climate. We will continue to provide updates as this situation develops. Tensions have escalated between Chin resilience groups as the Mara Land Defense Force (MDF) launched a series of attacks on CDF Lautu controlled territories in Chin State. According to reports from CDF Lautu, the MDF carried out drone and heavy artillery strikes on Yoman village between January 18 and 22, causing significant damage to a local church, a school, and several homes. Prior to these attacks, the MDF reportedly targeted a CDF Lautu base near Sapo village multiple times in late December 2024. In an effort to avoid further clashes among Chin resistance groups, CDF Lautu forces withdrew from the base, choosing not to retaliate. In light of the recent confrontations, Chinland Council Chairman Bu Jing sent an open letter on January 13 to the MDF leadership, urging them to prioritize unity among Chin groups and avoid resolving disputes through an armed conflict. The chairman called for peaceful dialogue and mediation to address the tensions. Despite these appeals, MDF continued its offensive, advancing toward Lao and Yoman villages within CDF Lautu's territory, leading to sporadic clashes between the two sides. Reports indicate that during the attacks, MDF forces used drone and heavy weapons while civilians were still in villages. This forced many residents of Lao and Yoman to flee into nearby forests and mountains, seeking refuge from the ongoing violence. The situation remains tense, and the Chinland Council has reiterated its calls for all factions to prioritize unity and resolve disputes peacefully to avoid further harm to the local population. Stay tuned as we bring you updates on this developing story. The conflict in northern Chin State has escalated as military junta launched airstrikes on Phalam Township, where fierce battles for control of the town are ongoing. According to reports, two fighter jets from the junta's Mektila Shantou Air Base and Tadau Air Base carried out bombing raids on January 22nd. The strikes occurred twice, once at 12 p.m. and again at 12:30 p.m., targeting the western part of Phalam Town with high explosive bombs. The extent of the damage and casualties has not yet been confirmed. This comes as Chin Brotherhood Alliance forces continue their military campaign to reclaim Phalam, which began on November 9, 2024. They have successfully captured all junta-controlled military outposts in the town, except for Battalion 268, the final remaining stronghold of the junta forces in the area. The Chin resistant groups are now intensifying their offensive to fully secure the town, while the junta is responding with heavy aerial bombardments in an effort to maintain control. The situation remains highly volatile, and the humanitarian impact on the local population is of grave concern. We will continue to monitor this story and bring you updates as more information becomes available. The CDF assured a Chin Defense Force operating in Mapei Township, Magway region, marked its second anniversary on January 21st, 2025, highlighting significant achievements in its fight against the military junta. According to a spokesperson from CDF Asho, the group was established by Asho Chin Youth on January 21st, 2023, and has since engaged in approximately 25 battles with junta forces. Over the past 2 years, more than 200 junta soldiers have been eliminated and 150 were captured as prisoners of war. Additionally, the group has seized over 100 weapons and a significant amount of ammunition. Reflecting on its 2-year journey, CDF Asho pledged to remain a trusted and reliable force for the people, vowing to continue its fight against military oppression and dictatorship. The group emphasized its commitment to defending oppressed communities and contributing to establishment of a federal democratic union in Myanmar. In a statement marking the anniversary, CDF Asho reaffirmed its dedication to the cause, stating, "We will fight until the end to abolish military dictatorship and all forms of authoritarianism, standing in solidarity with the people we serve." And that wraps up this week's VOC English News program. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you again next week with more updates and stories from Chinland and beyond. Thank you.